Hi, I'm Jonathan Briano, and this is my CSC 101 final project. This is my index page, which contains a GIF, my abstract, and below a table of content. My GIF is 3 photos compiled using a website to create the GIF. My abstract is a brief overview of what my website is about. Crowdsourcing. This project shows what crowdsourcing is and how it is beneficial. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, crowdsourcing is the practice of obtaining needed services, ideas, or content by soliciting contributions from a large group of people, and especially from the online community, rather than from traditional employers or suppliers. Crowdsourcing is found in many startup companies, applications, and projects. The earliest crowdsourcing known of is from the 1800s. Crowdsourcing really took off in the early 2000s. Some examples of companies that use crowdsourcing are Waze, Lego, and Airbnb. This is my table of content. It contains the 5 pages that will be in my website. I will be going into those in more depth in the next part of my video. Now we'll be moving on to our purpose page of our website. So we're here at my purpose page, and at the top you see that we have a banner which is 2 photos comprised in one. As you see, there's a wave of water, and then in front there's a faucet with some people coming down, 2 different images, and they were put together, and then my name was also added to that. So this page is just to get the general purpose of crowdsourcing to the viewer. So the purpose of crowdsourcing is right there under the purpose of crowdsourcing title. Crowdsourcing is important because it has solved some problems that businesses needed fixed. Companies were looking for ways to gather information on a large scale and generate ideas that the consumers wanted. They also used people to gather funding for projects. Certain companies would make contests as a way of crowdsourcing for ideas of new products. Lay's potato chips had a contest called Do Us a Flavor. They had customers create chip flavors, and they picked the top 5 flavors and made them official flavors. This helped the company because it got the opinions of the people and made sure that the flavors they picked were popular among the buyers. This is better than picking flavors and not knowing if the people are going to like them or not. Another example of crowdsourcing from the financial aspect is the company GoPro. They were a simple startup company that gained all their funds from third-party investors. They were able to start production with the startup money and turn the company into what it is today. Below there is a video of what crowdsourcing is and what benefits it has for you. I will play a short part of the clip.
The argument that I'm making is that this is part of the ebb and flow of American business, and in fact local business organizations. And what we are seeing here is part of the restructuring. Part of the restructuring that is locally changing where decisions are made, how they are.
This video is from crowdopolis.net.
You don't say there's something here that I might be able to use. You very quickly find yourself in a place where
Next, I will be moving on to the next page of my website. Okay, moving on to the next page. The next page is the impacts of crowdsourcing. On this page, there's 3 questions answered, a graph, an image, and a video clip. The first question is, what is a benefit of crowdsourcing? One benefit of crowdsourcing is that ideas will be better because the ideas will come from more than one person. The resources are greater, so there are more things that can be done. What is the impact of society? What is the impact on society from crowdsourcing? Crowdsourcing has a huge effect on the economics in society. Instead of companies having to pay one company for a service, they can hold an open call and they can get multiple people to help perform the service, often for a lower price. What does crowdsourcing do other than computer science? Other than computer science, crowdsourcing is used to help gain mass information for apps. One application specifically that uses mass information is Waze, because it takes people's global position and records it and helps find where traffic is. As you can see, there is an image right here. I'm circling it with my mouse of a picture of the Waze app in progress. And here's my video explaining a little bit of the impacts of crowdsourcing, if you will. I'll play a short clip for you. If you would like to see more of that video, you can visit my actual website. So we'll be moving to my next page by clicking on the Next button located in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. There is also a Previous button, and that will help you navigate through my website in a orderly fashion so you do not get confused. The next page is based on the technology of crowdsourcing. On this page, I will talk about how people interact with crowdsourcing, and I will describe how crowdsourcing technology incorporates the big idea of the internet to accomplish its purpose. So how do people interact with crowdsourcing? People interact with crowdsourcing in many ways. One way people interact with crowdsourcing is when they simply send in input from what they are doing with the product. Another way people interact with crowdsourcing is by just giving feedback on a project or product, sort of like how the Lays did it. In the next question, it asked, describe in detail how crowdsourcing technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas of abstraction, algorithms, programming, and or the internet to accomplish its purpose. Crowdsourcing uses the big idea of the internet to accomplish its purpose. It gathers information from all over the web and from its users on the internet. The user will use the application, and that data will be given to the company to compute and update their application to better their product. So next we'll be moving on to the data page. On the data page, there is 2 questions. Describe how crowdsourcing consumes data as input, produces data as output, and or transforms data. When a company is looking for a new idea or product, they need input. They ask people from all over to give ideas. They take that input and compile it. Then they take that data and create the idea or product. That is their output. They transform the ideas and input from their customers, and that is transformed into the actual product. Describe at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, or data security concern related to the innovation. One data concern when it comes to crowdsourcing is confidentiality and security. Consumers want to make sure that not too much of their information is being used by the company that is crowdsourcing. The company wants to use as much data as possible, but they have to make sure they are staying within their boundaries. Also, information being shared with one specific company can't be released to another company because that could break the terms of agreement that were previously agreed on by both parties. Next, we will be moving on to the final page of my project, the reference page. At the top, you can see that there is the banner yet again, and then there is a table down here. There's a number on the left-hand side, then there's the author of the website, the reference, which includes 3 hyperlinks, and the year that it was published. If you look at this, the impact investment one, if we open that up in a new tab, you can see that the hyperlink actually works and brings you to another site that I used as a reference. So that is all that I have in my website. If you have any questions, email me at jrumby2014@gmail.com. That is jrumby2014@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed this video, and email with me with any questions.